Hello everyone, I am Yusha, and as you know, I have top BRONALA Standard 2022, and this is the list I have used to top. Starting with the ride line, as you all can see, I just used the standard Kairi ride line. I used Mions because she can be called by La Plume early game. Nanami, so I can call the grade 1 or less card that I drop. Ascos for riding. Kiora, so I can be able to rush effectively without losing much cards. Kairi, so I can protect my rears from removal. And she's needed for the skill of grade 4 Kairi. So next is our grade 4 lineup. Of course, I run 4 grade 4 Kairi because you need to see her as much as possible. You need to see her in all of your games. And she's basically a free 5 attack card. Next is our grade 3 cards. I run 2 of the Mouse Girl. Basically, on her own, she can be a 28k attacker unboosted. If you have an Astesize to return to Soul and an extra counter blast. Take note, she cannot put back grade 3 Kairi into Soul, so keep that in mind. For Hop in Stellar Melty, she's a generic draw card, and she's also part of this deck's Friends engine. Basically, what she does is, with the cost of a counter blast, you call a card from your hand with the same grade or lower as your Vanguard, and you draw one. So yeah, it's also part of this deck's draw engine. For Larissa, so you can have good power column mid to late game. She gains plus 2k for every other friends you have on field. But keep in mind, that skill only works if your opponent's Vanguard is at grade 3. So for those whom I fought before round 7, I'm sorry that I used this effect before your Vanguard was on grade 3. And for other Kairi users, yeah, take note, you won't be able to use her power boost skill if your opponent isn't grade 3 yet. Also, if you have a full field of friends, she also can be a 25k attacker unboosted with grade 4 Kairi on Vanguard Circle. Next up, 2 of the Demon Girl. She's the other card that in this deck that can draw, but you don't usually use this because she also takes another counter blast. And because her restriction is much more stricter than Melty, basically you need 3 more other rear guards in order to draw from her skill. But on her own, she's also good as a 14k beater if your Vanguard is grade 4 Kairi for PGs, because you need her especially with the format's lack of shield and the current meta's big power, especially with the Gravidia matchup and random offensive over triggers. For Iveta, she's a 10k booster, and she also helps Larissa's power boost. 3 La Plume, she helps with your power columns as well. Basically, if grade 4 Kairi is your Vanguard, she basically gives you a free 33k column with Kiora because she gains an extra 5k when boosted. 3 Eileen, because I can't afford one more. Basically, what she does is that if she boosts a rear guard, you can scry top deck. And we all know that having control over your top deck is powerful in card fight Vanguard because it can affect your drive checks. And trigger checks are very powerful in this format due to the lack of shield power. Next, my trigger line up. 7 crits, 2 effect draws, 2 effect fronts, 1 over trigger because why wouldn't you run it? And 4 heals because why not? With this trigger line up, I intended to make as much of the cards I have for maximum shield. And the fronts work because I usually have 2 more attacking rear guards after I attacked with my Vanguard. I used 2 different arts of the heal because they're both mermaids, and I'm very fond of mermaids. And yeah, onto the dex combos. So let's say you have 2 face-up damage, 1 Melty, 1 La Plume, 1 Mouse Girl, and 1 Laris in hand, and 1 Yvette behind Vanguard, and 2 Astesize cards in normal units in drop. So what I would do here is call Melty, CB1, call Larissa, draw, call La Plume, and let's say I drew into an Eileen. Yeah, and call the Eileen. So this way, both of your rear guard column gain plus 5k, and Larissa is a 25k attacker unboosted. So what you would do here is attack with this column boosted, check top card, and then yeah, it's up to you whether you would leave it on top or put it on bottom. Let's just say you left it on top because you probably have more damage than your opponent. In this case, this one would be attacking for 28, which is asking for a 15k and another 5k, and this one would be attacking for 38, which would be asking for 2 15ks. You would be attacking with this one for 23, and then you activate her skill. Let's bounce these 2 and call this one and this one over here. So skill, put any as the size. So let's say I'm gonna put Nanami into Soul, CB1, and she gets an additional 10k, and then activating her skill, you call Kiora to an open rear circle and stun her because it's battle phase. So in this case, this will be attacking for 28k and this one will be attacking for 33k. This kind of turn will be asking for a lot of 15k shields. And for the Gravidia matchup, you can be able to deal with the Gravidia matchup if you just keep 2 front row units on field because you're just gonna lose them anyway. So yeah, that ends my deck profile video. Yeah, bye bye.